Good afternoon. We hope that you have enjoyed networking at your table. Again, my name is Kelly Flannery. I'm the very proud president and CEO of the South Tampa Chamber of Commerce. Hello and welcome to the 2021 South Tampa Chamber Annual Meeting presented by Johnson Jackson. Thank you for being here with us today. We are excited to welcome those who are here with us at the Center Club, as well as those who are watching online through Zoom and Facebook Live. Thank you all so much for being here. Before we begin today's presentation, we would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Today's luncheon is presented by Johnson Jackson PLLC. Thank you so much for being here today. And sponsored by Anchor Healthcare Advocates and Brandtastic and Spectrum Reach. And now we will take a moment to introduce each of our sponsors, starting with Kevin Johnson from Johnson Jackson.
Thank you and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here to be part of this great lunch. We are so proud to have the opportunity to sponsor the Chamber. It is such a wonderful place for networking and learning and growing. Those are all things that are very important to us and a big part of our culture. And we are very, very honored that we have Chris Bentley, who's one of our great partners, who is going to be assuming the position of board chair here. So I'm very, very happy to be here to sponsor him. You all know him well. He's a fantastic person, a fantastic board, and a great friend of all. So just happy to have you all.
Thank you so much. And Diane from Anchor Healthcare
Hear me? Thank you very much. I love the chamber. You guys have really helped this last year, through the Zoom meetings and everything. It's been wonderful. I'm Diane Edgar with Anchor Healthcare Advocates. I am the owner and founder. We are a medical advocacy firm that helps people with difficult to diagnose and complex medical conditions find answers to improve the quality of the outcome of your health experience. While I was a critical care nurse at Tampa General, I had this vision that someone needed to have this human touch task. And I felt that was necessary to provide the care aside from what I was doing at the bedside. So this is how Anchor does it. An 87-year-old woman sought treatment for a pulmonary diagnosis. I reviewed her medical records and submitted the documentation, and I found her an appointment with the USF Pulmonary Group. I also provided home gentle yoga for the 14 weeks of her rehab and treatment. I help people navigate through the healthcare system. Thank you.
Here from the room next door, they were so excited that you're here today. And of course, last but certainly not least, Frank from Brandtastic.
Yeah, I got a thing in the mail that said I've been around for 5 years here at the Chamber. It's amazing. And it's always been fun. I really enjoy it, and it's a great group. So what's new at Brandtastic? Well, a lot. We have 14 people now, and I would like to introduce our newest. One of our newest is Lorraine. Can you raise your hand and wave? Lorraine Shula. She's in charge of new business development and been doing a bang-up job. She brought us a facilities management systems person in South Carolina. I'm just learning about the business, and that's what we do first before we can market for them. Also, she brought us a water treatment company we just visited in Stuart, Florida. And it's just been growing great, and people rely on their websites to get more business. So we've been blessed to have a business that has not been profoundly affected like so many have. And I definitely pray that this gets over real soon.
Thank you so much. We have one more sponsor today. Thank you to Spectrum Reach, who was not able to join us, but they did send us a brief video.
Hey, y'all.
Aloha. Hello.
Hola. From coast to coast, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf. There's 3,000 of us in 100 offices across 36 states.
We're regulars in your restaurant, parents in PTA, and volunteers in your community.
We know your neighborhoods because they're our neighborhoods too.
We're advertising experts with access to every tool that any business needs to grow.
Thousands of hours of premium video programming across the world's best networks and streaming services.
Over 100 million consumer impressions available every day on every screen and every device. Billions of data points translated into insights and ideas that turn consumers into your customers.
And just all under one roof. Action.
We know three things better than anyone.
How to harness the power of multi-screen advertising for any business.
How to create a simplified one-stop shop destination for marketing solutions.
And what makes our towns and cities tick.
At Spectrum Reach, we make local businesses big.
And big brands look local.
We're the most trusted media sales company in America, and we happen to be your neighbors.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our sponsors today, Johnson Jackson, our presenting sponsors, and supporting sponsors, Anchor Healthcare Advocates, Brandtastic, and Spectrum Reach. We'd also like to recognize our annual sponsors, the Tampa Bay Business Journal and Fast Times of South Tampa, and of course, today's photographer, our very own Glenn Nielsen with Pics in the Glen. Thank you so much to all of them. Who made today's event possible, and we hope that if you are in need of future goods or services, that you will consider to remember a member and work with a fellow member of the South Tampa Chamber. We would also like to recognize today our Chairman's Circle members in appreciation of their support for the Chamber and our work throughout the year. Thank you to those of you who are able to join us today. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our 2019 and 2020 Chair of the Board, Ms. Connie Gage.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying the meal today. It has been an honor to be your chairman of the board for 2019 and 2020. I'm excited to share with you today the many accomplishments of our past year. Our 2021 chairman, Chris Bentley, will join me shortly to share a glimpse at what is in store for the new year. We will now call the annual meeting to order on this 17th day of February 2021. Even as in a year as unprecedented as 2020, it was truly a great year of accomplishment for the South Tampa Chamber. Thank you to our dedicated members who have made all of this possible. You are the heart and soul of our organization, and we appreciate the work you do each day to continue to make the South Tampa Chamber the #1 chamber in Tampa Bay. On a personal note, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow board members for being on this journey with me. It has been an honor to serve with this very dedicated group of leaders in business. So thank you for that. And now I would like to take a moment to recognize some of those who worked hard to make all of these achievements possible, starting with our 2020 committee chairs, If you're present today, please stand as I call your name, and please hold applause until the end. Our Education Committee, Sarah Castro. Military Affairs Committee, Paul McEnany. Ambassadors, Cassandra Diadio. Community Outreach, Shane Smith. And Chamber Champions, Tanya Cielo. Please give them all a round of applause. Now on to the 2020 board. I extend my gratitude to those board members who have fulfilled their term this year. Board member at large, Stephanie Yuzovich, and treasurer Gary Leduca. Gary, if you could please join me up front, as we would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation.
Gladly.
Smile.
Can see it in your
Thank you, Gary, for everything.
More Gary.
Treasurer is one job I never want to have. Thank you, Gary. Outstanding job. Thank you to each of you for our contributions to our board and our organization. I would also like to recognize some of our past chairmen who are here today. Bill Yanger, Ed Seiler, Mike Jenkins, and Deborah Palmer, who are joining us online. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite the 2021 chairman, Chris Bentley, to the front of the official passing of the gavel. I notice we have two. I'm not gonna put this in. You can share the story. Okay, so I want to share the story. So the two terms I was announced chairman of the board, I never got a gavel. So my husband made this in 8th grade workshop, which and this was the other gavel. So I sanded it down, put some polyurethane on it. So it's nice and shiny, send him a picture, so that's where we're going with it. You can have it too if you want it, it's fine.
Always use a bigger one.
Okay, so let's see. Thank you. Okay, sure.
Yeah, you got it. Mine was on there before.
Thank you, Connie. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize Connie's service as chair of the board for 2019 and 2020, and thank her for her leadership during what has been one of the most unique and challenging years that we've all ever experienced. We have a small token of appreciation in addition to this plaque.
With the
We got it back. We all put it together. We give you this. I apologize. In addition to this plaque, this is Connie Gage, chairman of the board, 2019, 2020.
A gold gavel, no less, Connie.
Thank you, that's beautiful.
And I'll see this over here, but we also got you a little gift here for token of appreciation for everything you've done. And this is comprised of all different kinds of goods and stuff that we got from our team of members. They're all locally owned. I think you'll really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
But now I'd like to introduce our 2021 Board of Directors. And if you could please stand up when I call your name and just hold off on the applause until after I call everyone, okay? The first one on the executive committee is our chair-elect, Rebecca Null. We have our immediate past chair, Connie Gage. We have our treasurer, Kevin Francis. We have our consulting attorney, Joe Martinez. We have board members, Sally D, Ed Seiler, Glenn Nielsen, Debbie Lundberg, Shane Smith, Tanya Cielo. And we have our new board members. We have Cassandra Diadidio. Oh, sorry if I lost that. Tara Moody and Craig Beckinger. Congratulations to our 2021 Board of Directors, and I'm really honored and looking forward to working with each of you all. I do believe everyone brings a really unique attribute to our board, and I do think you guys are all committed to making South Tampa the best place to live, work, and play, so I'm really looking forward to it. On a personal note, I want to thank Connie Gage, for everything you've done. One story I always like to talk about, I actually get emotional just seeing you talking about it, but it was back in November, I got sick because of the virus in my own family. And Connie was one of the first persons to make sure she reached out to me on a daily basis, texting me, making sure we were doing okay. And she went so far as dropping off dinner at my house. And for me, it kind of like described to me about this membership. And it's like, when I saw that, I was like, I'm so happy that I'm part of this chamber because I'm establishing these professional relationships. But through my own experience, it became a lot more than that because everyone that I have met, not only have been on a professional basis, but we have become friends. And I know we all have our different unique stories. And for me, that was Connie's generosity. That was her coming and helping me in the time of need. And so for that, I'm very grateful. But I think it's also, when I talk about this story, like I said, I think everyone has their own. And I think this is probably a good segue, honestly, to our next award that we're going to have. And that award, I'll let Connie present. It's one of our members who went above and beyond.
Thank you, Chris. So today, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the South Tampa Chamber of Commerce, we are proud to recognize Debbie Lundberg as our 2021 Citizen of the Year. Debbie Lundberg loves Tampa Bay, and yet she is typically traveling to clients outside of the area about 60% of the time. With COVID-19, her nearly 100% in-person business was first postponed and then canceled. So for the 10 months of nearly no new business, she focused on delivering over 75 complimentary sessions to businesses and organizations about virtual communication and offsite work, offered many STCOC events, wrote the book, Remote Work Rockstar, all while inspiring, connecting with a video message each workday, and maintaining a weekly average of, now get this, 70,000 steps. Go girl. In addition to her professional endeavors and accomplishments, Debbie also contributed to our community in a big way this past year when she donated a kidney to a fellow chamber member. Now proudly a #1beater athlete, and one part of the Kidney Cousins, the Board of Directors of the South Tampa Chamber unanimously selected Debbie as our 2021 Citizen of the Year in recognition of giving the greatest gift.
Currently, Debbie serves on the South Tampa Chamber Board, the Miss Tampa Board, the Center Club's Board of Governors, and as the American Heart Association Circle of Red Chair. Debbie is a leadership Tampa alumni, an honorary commander for MacDill Air Force Base, a mentor for the Protege Program for the Tampa Chamber, and kindness advocate for the World Kindness Community. And as I think it's 11-time published author, a certified life coach, certified leadership coach, certified image consultant, and a podcast host, Debbie loves sharing her empowering etiquette tips each month in Tampa Bay Business and Wealth magazine. Even with all those happenings, she proudly lists her greatest role as 1/4 of Team Lundberg with her husband, Michael, and her 4-legged dogsters, Lexi and Daisy.
Today, we would like to recognize and congratulate Debbie for being our 2021 Citizen of the Year. Debbie will also be the featured keynote speaker at our May 19th membership luncheon, where chamber members will have the opportunity to hear her story live. Before Debbie comes forward to accept her award, we'd like to show a short video from one of the members who was not able to join us at today's luncheon.
It's small, it's small. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's a beautiful video. It's okay. We'll send it out as a. Okay. I think that's okay.
Well, we're sorry the video couldn't be played, but we know Deborah Palmer is a pretty amazing lady and very grateful. So we're thrilled to honor Debbie Lundberg as the South Tampa Chamber 2021 Citizen of the Year. Debbie, please come forward.
Well, thank you. How many of you have ever heard or even embraced that concept of grow where you're planted? Anybody? Well, it's comforting and reassuring, isn't it, in so many ways when you think about that idea. When Connie called me to talk about the Citizen of the Year, I thought she probably wants me to reach out to whomever the honoree will be, or perhaps she wants me to introduce that person, and that was okay by me. So I was ready, but in the way that only Connie Gage can do, she lowered her voice, slowed her cadence, and I quote, "No, Debbie, this is all about you." After taking a breath and really humbly and proudly embracing the surprising news, I was able to get my heart and my gut and my mind reconnected with how to speak, and I got to thank Connie and the Chamber Board, and now I get to thank each of you. Yes, number one, for being bestowed the honor of the Citizen of the Year, absolutely. And two, for all of you being part of my personal and professional growth. You see, while I really do like the concept of grow where you are planted, even more so, I embrace and coach to this idea. Plant yourself where you want to grow. We do so through what I call waterings. I'm not from here, did not grow up here, did not go to school here, and believe it or not, I didn't even work for a local company before starting my business right here. The first time I moved to Tampa, my mom was frustrated by how far away I lived. So she expressed that emotion by saying, "Gosh, it seems like I gave birth to a Floridian somehow in Flint, Michigan." Well, the second time, the most recent time I moved here, I amended that just a little bit to make it my own. And I said, sometime quite a while ago in Flint, Michigan, my mom gave birth to a Tampanian. Yes, it seems like through a long series of very enriching experiences and choices, I planted myself here. And in fact, I received all these waterings to grow. Meeting, dating, and marrying my husband, Michael, right here. Launching a business with a lot of support and encouragement and even patronage from some of you right here. Collaborating with colleagues who became an extension of my family, like Rita Lohman and the Pilot Bank crew, who have become that for Michael and me, with Betsy Irizarry, who co-leads different ventures with businesses with me, and with Barb Zant, who is my podcast co-host. And we did that all right here. and getting involved with businesses, organizations, charities, outreaches, boards, and our chamber all right here. So each of these waterings, each of you, and then fully participating in this, what I call welcoming big small town we have here in Tampa, it all contributed to the reason I'm so glad I got to plant myself in Tampa and in South Tampa. I'm so very appreciative of being able to grow here. So as your South Tampa Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year, I thank you. And you know I have an ask. If you like where you're planted, at your work, at your home, in your relationships, and in your community, then continue to seek your waterings here. And if not, then please uproot, replant, find what does water you, and never stop being the best citizen you can be, and never stop your personal and professional growth. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's try one more time.
Congratulations again, Debbie Lundberg. Well deserved. Well, it's no secret that 2020 was a year of challenges, twists, and turns. And while it's easy to focus on the chaos and the negative impact that a global event like a pandemic can have on a local community, there have been some incredible bright spots that have shown through this year as well, which we are all here to celebrate today. In March, when it became apparent that COVID-19 would have a substantial impact on our community, the South Tampa Chamber shifted all of our focus to 5 main areas. Advocacy on behalf of business at all levels of government, which also included hosting 14 roundtables and town halls with local, state, and federal elected officials. The timely sharing of information, including more than 60 COVID-19 specific communications, and the creation of our COVID-19 resources page on our website, which is still being updated regularly. Promoting our members as #OpenForBusiness with our restaurant guide, things to do list, nonprofit guide, Open for Business toolkit, ribbon cutting in a box, and printable signs that can still be seen in businesses all around Tampa. Providing valuable programming, educational, and connection opportunities for our members, even in a new virtual setting. And our top priority continues to be recovery and rebuilding. We are continuing to collaborate with partners at all levels to seek resources for providing aid, creating a foundation for recovery, and planning for the rebuilding phase that is to come. In addition to all of this, the Chamber also distributed 1,000 face masks to local businesses, thanks to our partnership with the Florida Chamber.
We are proud of the way the Chamber was able to quickly pivot our offerings and operations so quickly and under such unusual circumstances this past year. In this new year, we are excited to revisit our 2020-2022 strategic plan, which is laid out under 4 pillars. The first one being member focused, and that is really to provide programs, services, and benefits that are valued by our members and are essential to their success. The second one is enhanced local commerce, and that is us to develop and implement resources and programs to help business in South Tampa succeed. The third one being advocate for the better community, and that is represent the interests of the general membership, local business ecosystem in order to stimulate economic growth and a high quality of life. And the last one is organizational excellence, and that is to strengthen the Chamber's internal practices to ensure long-term and sustainable success. We look forward to launching these new initiatives and programs in 2021 and beyond. To meet these goals, And we encourage all of our members to get involved in a committee and to be part of what is about to come.
In spite of the challenges we faced, 2020 was another record year for our chamber. Thank you to our members, sponsors, and volunteers who made that possible. We gained 106 new chamber members, including 6 new Chairman's Circle members, and we facilitated 21 ribbon cuttings to celebrate new businesses who chose to open in South Tampa. In July, we launched a new program, Chamber Champions. Thank you to these members who have contributed to a fund that will be used to sponsor the annual membership of members in need. To date, we have sponsored 10 memberships for businesses who have been impacted by COVID-19. 188 members also participated in our 110% club, providing additional resources for the chamber to strengthen our advocacy efforts and economic development programs.
And I'm proud of those numbers that Connie just read. I think that is really, really good stuff. And this year we look forward to continuing to uphold our core values, including our mantra of members first. And as a chamber, member satisfaction is our #1 priority. We want to make sure that each of you benefit from the membership. The board and the chamber staff really want to know what keeps you all up at night, right? We want to ask questions, learn more about your respective businesses, and focus on ways in which we can help. Whether that means we're an advocate for your business, whether we provide some type of networking opportunities for you, or we host some training or educational seminars that you can take back to your business and incorporate those teachings. Another value that we have is inclusivity. Last summer, our chamber's leadership team came together and began a dialogue about diversity, racism, and systematic oppression. We have spent this time listening and learning, and we will continue this practice to better understand the challenges that our community is facing. Our board of directors participated in a workshop that was facilitated by the Community Foundation of Tampa Bay. That was one of our first steps as a local chamber. Additionally, we have committed to partner with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce on the national initiative to address inequality of opportunity. And we have already begun to assemble a diversity inclusion task force that's going to convene early in 2021 to help us plan a path forward. Okay, and there's no one solution to this problem, and we're committed to work side by side with our members, our partners, and the greater Tampa Bay community in the coming months to come up with a plan in a way that we can try to really make sure that we are not only a diverse community, but a diverse organization.
In addition to our traditionally hosted events, Breakfast with the Mayor and our Business of the Year awards presented by Yanger Law and Web Insurance Group that were hosted early in the year, the South Tampa Chamber was the first chamber in our region to transition to a full calendar of virtual programming, hosting more than 100 virtual events, welcoming more than 5,000 attendees throughout the year. Many of our programs had to be reimagined this year. We're done so successfully thanks to our talented staff and dedicated committee members and volunteers. Our New Teachers Welcome Breakfast became New Teacher Welcome Week, presented by Advent Health Center Care. Our education committee and program sponsors partnered with 17 South Tampa area schools to hand deliver more than 100 gift bags to first year's teachers. This is not my script, but I got to deliver to Roosevelt Elementary School, where I went to elementary school and my father went to elementary school, so that was quite moving. We also hosted the first restaurant week, promoting 32 of South Tampa's favorite restaurants by distributing more than 1,000 dining passports in a robust media campaign. In lieu of our annual Business Expo, we hosted our first Resiliency Week, welcoming nearly 100 participants and speakers from the City of Tampa, the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council, the U.S. Chamber, USF, and the FBI.
And we're excited to begin to safely gather in person. I mean, I was super excited to have this event. I will say this is one of my first outings since this all started, and to see a lot of familiar faces in one room was quite exciting to me. It's weird, but it's exciting. It's exciting, right? But we're planning on doing more of that stuff. I know we are going to have our Business of the Year Awards taking place on March 3rd. And we are committed, like I said, to providing a safe environment for our members who wish to attend these in-person events, as well as a hybrid. We're going to allow some of our members who are watching virtually via Zoom today. We also have some upcoming events coming up. Our upcoming speakers include the Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority. One other one I'm excited about is JC Newman Cigars and also the Tampa Sports Commission. Plans are also underway for the 15th annual Taste of South Tampa, which is tentatively scheduled in May. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on that. And we will be providing you all more information as we get closer about the event and if it's going to go on as scheduled.
In the spirit of giving and in lieu of our annual holiday party, we partnered with Metropolitan Ministries. MetMin estimated more than 50,000 families in need from around the Tampa Bay area would visit their holiday tent. Thank you to those members who participated in our drive-by food drive in partnership with Reason Entertainment and who have dropped donations off at the Chamber office or at a member business. Thanks to your generosity, our members donated more than 300 pounds of food and also filled volunteer spots over 2 days in the holiday tent. I'd also like to recognize our education committee who sponsored 3 scholarships for local high school students and who collected 120 books to be donated to local schools. In December, we recognized 10 of our very own members as community champions. Can't think of a better way to showcase what our chamber is all about. Supporting each other in the time of need and continuously working towards our vision to make South Tampa the best place to live, work, and play. And lastly, and most exciting, the South Tampa Chamber of Commerce was proud to be named the 2020 Chamber of the Year by the Florida Association of Chamber Professionals. The Chamber of the Year, stability, strategic planning, membership, advocacy, communications, programming, and innovation. The South Tampa Chamber is recognized for our member recruitment and retention strategies, our work with the military, veterans and military families, and for our response to aid the business community and our members during this year's global pandemic.
Thank you, Connie. And once again, congratulations to not 1, but 2 years at the helm. So I'm truly honored to serve as the 2021 chairman of the board. I'm hopeful to make equally great contributions this year, keeping the history of our outstanding leadership throughout this chamber's existence. I will strive to emulate the integrity, vision, and leadership that has been demonstrated by our past chairs and member leaders. I also want to recognize our tremendous staff. The chamber could not have been awarded the 2020 Chamber of the Year without all of your hard work. Each of you have done an amazing job in your respective roles, which have not gone unnoticed by the leadership, our members, and or the board. And I specifically want to call out and thank Bo. I know Bo's here with us, Erica, and Ashley. So thank you guys again for all your hard work. I also want to give a special shout out to Kelly Flanders, our CEO. She has worked tirelessly over this past year. She has made so many sacrifices as she has navigated this chamber and its membership through this global pandemic. And she did all this while she welcomed a new addition to her family, her sweet little baby James. So thank you so much. Because I would get in trouble if I didn't do this. I also want to thank my wife and my 2 daughters, Caroline and Emerson. It was funny, I was driving my 2 daughters to daycare, we call it school, going this morning, and I was telling them that Daddy was giving a little speech today. And so my 4-year-old was like, all right, well, you're gonna talk about me, right, Daddy? And I said, yeah, of course. So if I didn't bring her up and give her a shout out, then I would hide her at the dinner table and it would just be bad. So I'm gonna give my little shout out to Caroline. So as the Chamber celebrates its 95th anniversary, I'm inspired by our community's character, compassion, and resilience as we confront this global pandemic. Our members have taken great pride in supporting one another as we navigate through these uncharted waters. This year, we've heard some stories, but I've been really encouraged by our active members. How they've highlighted everyone's businesses, how we've been reaping the benefits, and how we've just really been going out of the way. I mean, as a chamber, together, our success is your success. And if we make a difference from one business, we're making a difference for the rest. So I look forward to working this year with my fellow board members, our membership, our civic leaders to continue to make South Tampa the best place to live, work, and play.
Once again, we would like to thank today's luncheon sponsors, Johnson Jackson PLLC, and sponsored by Anchor Healthcare Advocates, Brandtastic, and Spectrum Reach.
We hope to all see you guys again at the March 3rd Business of the Year Awards, which is presented by Web Insurance Group, and our March 17th luncheon, and an update from the Tampa Hillsborough Expressway Authority. And before I end, I guess I now have to make it official for the first time. So I don't know, you didn't do this last time, Connie.
No,
I
but
get
you
to
go
do it. I'm going to call the 2021 annual meeting to a close. Thank you guys.
Yeah.